Our next contender, Jonathan Hikita and Jared Johnson from cData. Everybody give a round of applause.
Hey guys, good afternoon. My name is Jared Johnson. I'm a technology evangelist with cData Software. What our drivers do is let you expand the Kintone ecosystem by using SQL to access your Kintone apps. The way that we do that is we take the SQL queries that are generated by BI reporting tools, ETL tools, Microsoft Office tools, different development languages, so we have development libraries, and different protocols and interfaces. We translate the SQL queries into API calls to Kintone, process the responses back, and give the tool application a tabularized model of your Kintone app data. So what we're really doing is just doubling down on that no-code, low-code solution. What I'm going to demo is actually looking at sample CRM data in Kintone in Tableau. So I'm not brave like my competitors. You'll see this is recorded. Or I'm controlling it with my mind. So just entering credentials for Kintone. So just like authenticating against your Kintone instance. So configuring the connection, and then the next thing we do is connect Tableau to that connection. Once the connection is established, we'll see all of the objects and resources that have been provisioned in Kintone exposed as tables in Tableau. One of the great things about our drivers is that any parent-child relationships that you establish in your apps are maintained within the tabularized model that we give you. So what we're going to look at here is I'm looking at prospects and leads, sales data, and joining those tables together using the relationships that are established when you provision those apps in Kintone. So just going through and defining the relationships, using IDs and fields where the mappings already exist. And as this builds, it's building a schema within Tableau that Tableau then knows how to write SQL queries against that our drivers will push down. So I'm going to work through, select some different sources, different fields. Every time I add something new to this sheet, a new SQL query is being generated by Tableau. That SQL query is getting processed into an API request that's pushed to Kintone. The response comes back. We tabularize it, turn it into data that Tableau understands, and immediately provision it in Tableau. So all of those runtimes that you're seeing are real runtimes. So I think Tableau does data differently, and you always have the option to change the data schema. So if something like a zip gets presented as an integer, you can go into Tableau and fix it. So I built a heat map. The first one there was a heat map of sales data by state. This is going to be a heat map of sales data by zip code, so more of a drill down into the data that's there. And then the last sheet that I'm going to build is a bar chart, I believe, of the sales rep total sales data. So again, every time I'm clicking, right? No code, just clicking, new queries are being generated. Those queries get translated. That's all handled behind the scenes by our drivers so that you get interactivity with your Kintone apps exactly like you would with a database. So just building a dashboard, demonstrating further capabilities. In Tableau, you can set different sheets to be filters. So as you click on different parts of a sheet, Tableau will generate a new query. Again, that query gets pushed through our driver back to the API, so you're getting real-time results. So if you had some system running that was updating your Kintone apps, every time you refresh the dashboard, it's going to get fresh data, new data to come back. So we'll look at North Carolina, because that's where we're from. And then we'll look at California, because that's where we are now. So one of the things that's happening here is not every filter, not every query that Tableau generates is fully supported by the API. And that's because Tableau creates these wicked queries. It's not a knock on Kintone at all. When that happens, if we can't push the full query down, we'll push as much down as we can, and then we'll handle the results in memory to return exactly what Tableau or Power BI or Excel or you as a developer, if you are writing code, ask for. So that's our drivers. Standards-based connectivity, so ODBC, JDBC, ADO.NET, Excel. The collaborative query processing is what we call that pushdown. So as you generate queries, as you work with tools that generate queries, without writing any code, that query gets translated to the API call and pulled. The data is pulled back. And then the optimized data processing is where our engineers have really tooled our drivers to be able to process data quickly and efficiently in memory so you get as close to real time as possible. Cool. Thanks.